the youth of Indian football, which is preparing for a World Cup unlike anything it has seen before. And the battle over who should shape the team has already begun. We know the top contenders over there. The AIFF has appointed Bibiano Fernandes as head coach and Mr. Ranjit Bajaj as the team manager for India's under-15 side ahead of the inaugural FIFA under-15 World Cup and festival in Azerbaijan. All member nations are going to be playing, and on paper, it looks like a powerful combination. Bibiano bringing in a proven record of developing Indian youth teams. He has won multiple SAFF youth titles and has been one of the most successful coaches in India's age group football. But we also know about Ranjit Bajaj, the founder of Minerva Academy. We already know about his successes, the Gothia Cup, the Helsinki Cup. He's proven it time and again, especially in the 8v8 setup. One of the country's most prominent grassroots football developers and the man who has been deeply involved in identifying and nurturing young India talent and how. But there seems to be a problem here. And what exactly is that problem? Well, hear it from the man himself. Let's understand what his POV is, what is the concern and the apprehension here. Joining us here for this exclusive conversation is Mr. Ranjit Bajaj himself. Ranjit, many thanks for taking out the time. What a great year you've had so far. You know, several trophies, and again, a very huge congratulations on the Scandinavian tour as well. After that, I think social media was flooded. Everybody was backing you. They all wanted you to become the coach. But then comes in Bibiano Fernandes with his own credentials. We're not here to bash any one particular person, but considering an entire multitude was right behind you. That was the force that AIFF brought you onto the team as well. We'll go about this one by one. First and foremost, what do you think is the problem here? There is one aspect that two philosophies will end up colliding. In some cases, it might work out. Most times, it wouldn't work out. What, apart from this, is one of your apprehensions? Ranjit Bajaj, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure here, Kabir. So, so I was even when I was there winning the Gothia Cup or the Helsinki Cup, from there I was making appeals because this matters to me much more than even Gothia Cup and Helsinki Cup. Why? Because that's the whole point. The point is about making your country do well. I'm not doing this all for personal glory. When we go there, we play as India. So I've not been doing this from this year. It's been happening for the last 5 years straight. We have won 9 international tournaments, and we have not just won them, we've gone and dominated them. Now, when you, and again, like you just rightly said, people or social media, especially some people who are trying to make it like Bibiano versus me, it's not. Okay? But the same way, the reason I was called, I applied, and the reason I was called for the interview was because they thought that they didn't have something which I had. That means I was brought for doing something other than what they already had.
Right.
Otherwise, they called me because I am their biggest critic and their biggest hater.
Oh, yes, we all know that.
For them to call me, it was very compelling. A compelling reason was winning. For example, and I'm not saying I am that person, I'm just giving you an analogy that Jose Mourinho has been called back to Real Madrid for a particular reason, just because he knows how to win.
Yeah.
The same Brazil knows that no World Cup coach who's not been born in that country has won the World Cup. Even then, they got a guy born outside, Carlo Ancelotti. For what? Winner. So, there's something known as a winning mindset, winning culture. And that's what we have proven. And then that has all come from the way we do things. It's a world-class facility which we offered with world-class coaching. That means we offered not only me, we offered 2 pro licenses. We offered 3 AA licenses. One was a set-piece coach, set-piece specialist. One was a strength and conditioning specialist. One was a goalkeeping coach. And the 2 pro licenses actually be helping me out soon in the session. So with this kind of an accomplished team, I've been winning because the processes are world class and we follow them. But you can't say, okay, fine, come here, we've called you here to win, but don't do what you do to win. That's being so absurd that if you are calling me to win and that's the only purpose, then let me do what I do to win, which is very, very simple. And that is why I also said, before they say we can't afford it, we made sure that they're going to have no cost at all because all these guys are willing to work pro bono because it's for the country. And it's never about, like you said, 8v8 is a very specialist game and no coach in the country has got that experience. And I've been doing the same thing with rolling substitutions with 20 minutes and a half, 5-minute halftime. It's a different ball game and playing not only one, maybe sometimes 2 or 3 matches in a day. The time, how to recover, how to make sure you keep all the boys. I mean, It's a different ball game. It's not the
Yeah, the
same thing.
intensity cannot drop. There is no second that the intensity can drop in an 8v8. And you know, you gave us a picture about how this puzzle, the complete picture comes about with the little pieces with FIFA A license coaches, with you know your hydrotherapist, let's say your masseuse, the set piece specialist. All of this collectively comes together.
Sports psychologist, my cognitive trainer, my cognitive mind trainer. Then I've got my neurovision trainer. Then I've got my nutritionist, my sports psychologist. Then my mental conditioning. So sports psychologist, mental conditioning expert is totally different.
Yeah.
Then the actual football guys. Then we have my video analyst for doing opposition analysis because that's what we rely on. So we really take that seriously. Then we have a biometers expert. That means the guy who's going to be wearing in charge of the variables they're wearing and then actually giving us feedback from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So patches here, which we use for diabetes, but we use it for seeing their blood glucose. So we go so minute that we are tracking their blood glucose live on the iPad, and we know exactly how much energy they have left. Not just because of what they do, because we can see it live. And then when they come off, that's the kind of energy gel we give them. So we much depths where we have carb loading before matches, 2 days before matches. Then we do protein recovery later on, and we give casein protein at night. Then just making sure they get beetroot shots in the morning for more nitric acid. At night, we are giving them shots for recovery. I mean, you don't even know the kind of lengths we went to,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then that win. That's why we win so big. That's the secret.
So
But then you
if I were to ask you this, Ranjit, and I mean, I don't want to put you in a spot. If you don't want to answer this, you might choose not to. What happened at that interview per se? A lot of people out there are going to be very interested to know what happened at that interview. What were you asked? Because many people are saying, the headlines are saying that you weren't even consulted before giving this role. Many of these headlines are also talking about how you've rejected the role altogether. And I should have started with this. You know, we're flashing your designation as founder and coach Minerva Academy. Do we need to change that now? Is that time we change that, make it under 15 manager, under 15 coach? What's happening?
somehow you guys will come to know before me because that's how it's happened with somehow. And probably Kabir, you'll be calling me, oh, congratulations, you've been appointed, and I won't have any clue. And that's what happens every single time. So um, the changing of this would be my greatest honor from founder and coach Minerva Academy to actually being the chief pusher or the head coach of the under 15 team. But they don't get the concept of a manager and a trainer. It's not a coach. So either they have to show that it's given to me or him. Now what they've done is Indians, obviously, you know, we love khichdi. बट खिचड़ी खिचड़ी फुटबॉल में नहीं करनी चाहिए because पहले हम खिचड़ी बना चुके हैं we've already given them so for 1.5 months I've been begging them if they had to give it to me they should have given it to me 1.5 months ago even if they had to give it to Bibiano they should have given it 1.5 months ago but actually they should have given it the moment they came to know which was a long time ago that's why other countries have played 30 matches so when I used to keep on saying that talent is there but our system is the killer this is exactly what I mean you tie your hands behind your back and then you say go box for the country and then you say oh Indians lose in boxing we lose in boxing because our own people tie our hands behind our back they have not given Bibiano or me whoever they put enough time then you put in two people with opposing it's got nothing to do with my respect for him but opposing like philosophies and the way of style of playing that's like telling someone like Diego Simeone or a Jose Mourinho to play like a Jurgen Klopp or a Pep Guardiola. See, a tiger will not change his stripes. That's what we live, coaches live and die by. We might be making mistakes, but we will never
Yeah.
abandon us. And
We
you're
saw
telling
all.
them,
We all saw what Ruben Amorim tried to do with Manchester United. He stuck by what he exactly wanted to do. In that analogy and that Instagram post that you put out, you gave us the analogy of Mourinho and Guardiola. Firstly, I mean, do we call you the chosen one for Indian football? And secondly, when we're talking about this analogy, who's Guardiola and who's Mourinho between you and Bibiano?
I would call him Mourinho. And I'm not saying when I'm saying I have great respect for Mourinho, man. He's a special one, okay?
Yeah.
But he is parking the bus. And he is basically so there's a coach, it's a reactive coach, and there's a coach which makes reaction happen. So for example, if you're gonna force the team into other mistakes, that's something else. That's what we do. We do high press and we force the other team into mistakes. They wait for mistakes to happen. That means that's another system which is very well played all over the world, respected, no
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
But systems, low block and high press, totally different things. So when you have two people different with different things, what you're telling your kids is you're confusing them. Who should we listen to? This guy or this guy? And the moment there's even this much of doubt in a team, Like one person is pressing, one person is low block. That's where you get screwed. So I rather that this team goes without a coach, because without a coach, trust me, it will do better than me and him being there both.